Welcome to Encouragement for the Week with Jan.
Many people have been petitioning God for certain things to happen in their lives for a long time. In some cases, many years have gone by, and it just seems like those petitions have fallen on deaf ears. I am one of those persons. Yes, I know and believe that God does hear and answer prayer, because He has come through for me many times. But when you've been waiting for an answer for a very long time, and you're experiencing pain while in the waiting period, whether that pain is physical, emotional, or psychological, you tend to lose focus. You take your eyes off God because the pain is demanding your attention, and you just want to be rid of it. You then start feeling like what the psalmist David expressed in Psalm 13 verse 1 when he cried out to the Lord, "How long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me?" I cried out to the Lord like that just this past week about the ongoing issues with my eyes and eyelids and the daily irritations and discomfort I encounter. It's been about 15 or 16 years now, and the irritation is constant. It doesn't go away. It's uncomfortable, and it hinders me when I have work to do. I'm still praying for healing to be manifested and seeking answers for relief in the interim. A dermatologist recently suggested that the eyelid irritations could be a reaction to preservatives in my glaucoma eye drops. It seems like a catch-22 situation, but a solution to this is now being investigated, and I'm praying for a positive outcome. Getting back to my plea to God, when I cried out to Him about my situation, He answered by guiding me to a few scripture passages that reminded me that He is in control and that I must trust Him and His timing. One of those passages was 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 8, which says, "But beloved, do not forget this one thing, that with the Lord 1 day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as 1 day." Our timing and God's are totally different. Our eternal God is not bound by time. Did you hear what that scripture said? 1 day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as 1 day. That passage echoes Psalm 90 verse 4, which says, "For 1,000 years in your sight are like yesterday when it is past, and like a watch in the night." Or as the contemporary English version puts it, "But 1,000 years means nothing to you. They are merely a day gone by or a few hours in the night." Another passage I was led to read was Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1. "To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven." The original Hebrew word translated as season means appointed time. God was reminding me here that He has ordained a time and purpose for everything that happens in life. Every little thing matters to God. He sometimes delays responses to our prayers because He has some lessons for us to learn while we're in the waiting season. Those lessons serve to build character and strengthen our faith and trust in Him. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1 is a reminder that we should trust God's judgment in all things. Further on in verse 11 of that same chapter are very encouraging words which tell us that He has made everything beautiful in its time. And God's time is always the right time. So we must trust His timing. He has a plan, and His plan is always only for our good. We are reminded of that in Jeremiah 29:11, one of the verses I like to quote. "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Another reminder of God's good plans is Romans 8:28. "And we know that God causes everything to work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to His purpose for them." It doesn't matter how long it takes or the process involved. In addition to leading me to the scriptures I just shared, God gave me further confirmation of His love and care for me and a reason to keep trusting Him while I am still in the midst of my waiting season. Around 4 a.m. the morning after I had cried out to Him, asking how much longer I had to endure this constant irritation and discomfort, I had to get up to put an ice pack on my eyes because the lids were so inflamed. While I was laying there trying to get some relief and also wondering when the permanent relief would come, words from 2 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 9 dropped into my spirit. These are the words that God spoke to the Apostle Paul when he pleaded with God 3 times to take away his thorn in the flesh. God said to him each of those 3 times, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness." This is what God was saying to me too. His grace is sufficient. And that wasn't all. Would you believe when I got up later that morning, the very first WhatsApp message I opened was an e-card from a friend that says, "His grace is enough." My heart jumped and I could only smile and say, "Lord, I get the message." This friend hadn't spoken to me in a while and knew nothing of my pleas to God and what I was experiencing at the time. What happened that morning was no coincidence. God had orchestrated that occurrence to encourage me to keep trusting and depending on Him. He knew exactly what I needed. This incident has made me more cognizant of the fact that it's His grace that has gotten me through all of these years with these eye issues, and His grace will continue to carry me, especially during the rough patches of my waiting season. David in Psalm 27 verse 14 admonishes, "Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and He will strengthen your heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord." The Hebrew word translated as wait means to wait for or to look for with eager expectation, with hope. It's similar to the way you look forward to and anticipate the birth of a baby. This is how I'm trying, with the help of the Lord, to wait for the manifestation of my healing. It can be rough at times, I won't lie, but I must wait on God's timing. I can't give up hope. God will give me the courage and strength I need to endure and continue hoping until His appointed time arrives. He will do it for you others who are in your waiting season too. God is faithful. So let's take the focus off us and continue to trust and serve Him while we wait. If this message has been an encouragement to you, please be sure to share it. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel where you will find this and previous messages of encouragement. Thank you, and God bless you.